Hi there, I'm Jackie. Thanks so much for joining me today. Here are a number of my acrylic paint pour paintings embellished with sea glass. This is yet another art form that I've been doing as a way to bring the beach back into my home with me. I hope you really have enjoyed these videos. If you've missed any of them, they're on a playlist on my YouTube channel, my acrylic paint pour playlist. You can check them out. Today is video number 8 in this playlist, and today my lesson of the day is that you can just go crazy with your art, because sometimes when you do an art piece you really plan it out, you plan out your materials and each step that you're going to do, and sometimes it's good just to go for it, be totally free and just go crazy. So that's what I'm doing today. So here I am just trying to clean up my messy paint space, and I've got a bunch of leftover paint. So I said to myself, Jackie, rather than waste the paint, just be foolish and do whatever. So I took what was left over from a bunch of my colors and put them in a cup, and I thought I'm going to do a little cup pour. So I just layered all my leftover colors, well, not quite all, I'll show you, there's a few more. And I'm going to flip it, so flip cup at the top of here. And while that's just sitting there doing its thing, these two colors that to me are the earthy colors are down here, and I'm just going to drizzle these two together at the bottom here, just to kind of ground this piece. We will see. I'll just scrape the rest of that out. I don't know where my, oh, there's my stick. Lost my little stir stick. So I've got some brown, just plain old brown, mixed with the pouring medium. Put that on there. This has not a whole lot in the way of planning. If it's a flop, it's like, oh well, I can paint over top of it, or it's just a scrap tile, I can do whatever with it. And then this is the yellow ochre. Again, to me, somewhat of an earthy color. And just drizzle a bit of that up here. Neither of these colors are in my cup. The cup has some leftover turquoise and blue and aqua green and gold, so leftover other colors. There we are. That's my leftover paint. Now, what's it going to turn into? I think what I'll do with this cup, it's been sitting there long enough, I'm just going to let the paint flow out of it. And we will see what happens. Just did a bit of a various movement there. Dribble the leftover bits here. We are just experimenting after all. Ooh, it's looking fairly interesting. And the other thing that I have some leftover is white. Oh, I've got all this interesting stuff happening here. I don't think I'm going to want to mess with that any. But let me see if I can tilt it down a bit. I think before I do that, I'm going to put some white in here. Just to see what happens with this. And maybe a little bit of white on the corners, because white's white. I love a bit of white touch in everything. Whoops. Dribble of white in there. Did not intend to do that. Oh well. You're probably thinking, what are you doing, woman? Let's just see what I'm doing. I have no idea, to be honest. I'm sure you're aware of that at this point in the game. If you've been following me in my acrylic paint pouring adventures. Maybe you tuned out long ago, or I got you interested in acrylic paint pouring, and you've gone on to watch people that really know what they're doing as opposed to me. Ooh. Well, that's interesting. There's quite a bit of that stuff running off at the bottom. This is quite a combination of colors. I think I'm going to be thinking, Jackie, what was that by the time it's done? Well, this is quite interesting right here, but all this blue and green, like that's cool. So maybe I'll just do some streaks through it. I'll be using a cloth instead of my fingers. I don't have leftovers there. The thing about this paint pouring is that the paint is kind of sitting there in layers, and you're never really sure what's underneath the layers that you see on top. But when you go like this, you really get a chance to see. Oh wow, this looks to me like some sort of sea creature. I just can't get over how these paint pours just make me think of the ocean so much. And it's all very abstract, which appeals to me. Wow, the side of this looks really neat too. Interesting combination of colors, that's for sure. All right, I am certifiable. That is crazy. I'll find something to do with it. I'm sure I will. So this really did turn out to be a crazy art piece, but I just love it. It puts me in mind of being under the water, where you have a bunch of undergrowth here and some undergrowth here, and then there's this tidal pool going on between all this underwater bit. So I decided to put a series of fish in here. So the brown sea glass shows up really nicely on top of this blue. And I find a lot of these triangular shaped brown pieces of sea glass do a really nice job of creating fish. So I'm going to put a school of 5 fish swimming in the tidal pool. And to me, that is going to really tidy up this piece, give some context to the painting, and I think it will work really well. So I'll just glue these on. And then this is going to be an under the sea school of fish. Thank you so much for joining me for this video. I hope you had as much fun with it as I did, and I really hope it encourages you to go just a little bit crazy every once in a while with your art. Sometimes it doesn't work out, but sometimes it really does. I think it worked out well for me on this occasion. So I'm still learning with my acrylic paint pour, so be sure to join me for some future videos where I'll show you hopefully even better technique and some really cool videos. And I hope you make it out to the beach, and until next time, happy sea glass hunting!